To conclude our program, we will hear from PSU's new president, Dr. Rahmat Shoureshi. He has a long and distinguished career in academia as a mechanical engineer, author of many papers, and the holder of many patents. Most recently, he was provost and then acting president of the New York Institute of Technology. He's only been on the job for 6 weeks, but he's already adapted himself to Portland's sustainability ethos by getting on a bicycle and participating in the Policymakers Ride, organized in part by IS's community partner, Green Lens. We looked in vain for a photo of him on the bike, and I think Dr. Shoureshi has one, but we weren't able to share it with you. He may tell you a little bit more about that ride. All I can say is I don't think I would have finished it myself. Please welcome Dr. Rahmat Shoureshi.
Thank you. It's truly a pleasure, and it's my honor to be here with you today, especially this distinguished group of individuals that they care about our future, the future of our planet, and sustainability. As Robert mentioned, to be exact, tonight is the anniversary of 6 weeks that my wife and I landed in the land of Portland. And as you may recall, when we landed at the airport, there were probably 1 million people at the airport, and I was wondering, what is going on? I don't think these are all here to welcome my wife and I. I can tell you, you could not find a single car to rent. And then I realized that, no, they are here to watch the eclipse. So what I can take a credit for, it's easy to take credit, really, is that with our arrival, we really helped the economy of Portland. I had the opportunity over the last 6 weeks to really get to learn about PSU and Portland. And as Robert said, I did have the opportunity of doing a 12.5-mile bike ride. So I passed my second test of being a Portlander after having my passing the first test, which was having a hoodie. But I have to say, it is such a pleasure to be here. We really have enjoyed being part of this community. And as somebody told me this morning, I had a breakfast meeting, and he said, Rahmat, enjoy the Portlanders' kindness and niceness. And that is true. You, especially for somebody like me coming from New York, you can see the contrast between those. So we appreciate that. What I have been impressed by is the extent of research effort that our faculty, students, and of course our key partner, the city of Portland, are doing in the area of sustainability. Just about half an hour ago, I had the chance to go around the tables and look at what different parts of the Institute is doing and the programs that the Institute has initiated. It is great, and it's really points of pride. As some of you may also have taken advantage of, what is special about today. It is the Park Party Day. If you did not, I don't know if they maybe are still out there, but as I was going through all of the tables and tents of all of our students, I really was surprised by seeing so many of them focusing on sustainability, whether directly or indirectly, which again talks about how important is this whole area to PSU and to the city of Portland. And it's really an honor for me to lead this institution. For me, research is very important. I have said it, that research strengthens the quality of education and instruction in any classroom. And so I'm pleased to see so many research activities across the campus. I was pleased to participate roughly about 2.5 weeks ago at a similar celebration by the Transportation Center, which they also have a great deal of activities related to sustainability. What is special about that center that I really want to congratulate Professor Jennifer Dill, as well as all of the research team in that center, is that it's a very competitive center. And for us, meaning PSU, to receive another 5-year renewal of support from federal government for that center, when UC Berkeley and University of Minnesota lost their center, that says a lot about the quality of research at PSU, and that's why I'm proud of them. There are only 5 of such federal transportation centers funded around the country, and we are the holder of one of them on the West Coast. Now, I can talk about many activities across the campus in terms of research and scholarship, especially those that have focused on sustainability. But let me just mention a few of them. The Center for Public Interest Design. This is the center that led a project that resulted in a student helping designing 14 sleeping pods for homeless women in North Portland. The Northwest Economic Research Center, which is led by former Oregon State economist Dr. Thomas Pulaski. The Center for Life in Extreme Environments, where more than 80 researchers are combining forces to study the origins and boundaries of life. The Institute for Portland Metropolitan Studies, which collaborates with agencies across 6 counties. These are just a sample of these activities across the campus. There are so many others, which really talks about how important is research at PSU. And I'm proud of what our faculty and our students have been able to achieve and are doing. Now, as we are moving forward, our plan is to actually expand on these efforts and try to develop centers of excellence on a number of key areas, and those centers be able to attract major federal funding as well as state funding and participation from the private sector, the businesses, as well as our city. I had a pleasure the other day of having a very positive meeting with Mayor Wheeler. And at the end of the meeting, we both realized how much we are really in line with what we are thinking moving forward. And it got to the point that we decided that we need to have regular meetings. And this is to really push forward our joint effort in transforming both City of Portland as well as PSU to the heights that really deserve both the city as well as this great institution. You know, one of the points of pride for me about PSU is really the demographic of the students that PSU brings, attracts, and educates. You may know that among all of the public universities in Oregon, and I can say among all of the universities in Oregon, we are the most diverse student body campus. And this is a great point of pride for us. Also, truly, also I'm proud for the fact that PSU educates more first-generation students than any other universities in Oregon. That's another point of pride for all of us. PSU has always served as a gateway to educate and provide opportunities. It was interesting to me that when I went through that infamous bike ride, to see so many bikers come along and say that, did I change something? Or this is automation doing it. They talked about that they are an alumni, a graduate of PSU, how proud they are. And what was interesting was the fact that to see so many of them have profound memories about the education they got here at PSU, which says a lot about what my colleagues, the faculty and the staff are doing here to make sure our students have the most positive experience as you go through their education here at PSU. Now, in terms of sustainability, as Robert mentioned and as the senator mentioned, we need to collaborate beyond just our own city and our own state. And I know that the Sustainability Institute has really taken in a number of initiatives to get our students to go beyond the borders of U.S. And I'm really pleased to see that. In about 3 weeks, I will be giving a keynote address at a conference in Hangzhou in China, which is all about sustainability. And of course, what we're gonna do is to make sure that everybody in China knows about how great is PSU and how important sustainability is for PSU. There are a number of other examples of what the PSU and the SSI has done in terms of the, ISS. Put it the other way around. I thought for a moment I was in England. You know, they drive the other side. It was great to see that we had a great deal of opportunities for students in experiential learning. When you look at the PSU Clean Tech Challenge, and to see that we had Scott, I hope I say your name is Scott right, it's Shayla's, at ISS secured the initial grant to start the challenge. I want to thank Scott. Scott, if you are here in the audience, we want to thank you for that grant. And I learned last week that a group of high school students, these are students from McKay High School in Salem, they won the Clean Tech Challenge that was organized by Oregon Best, and these students were mentored by one of our greatest students from the Massey College of Engineering, that's Tyler Hall, and together they were able, I was impressed. I went and saw their project. It was impressive to see what they have done. And of course, I asked the most important question from them. Guess what was that question? What do you ask from a high school student? Where are you going to go to college? And so far, we have brainwashed 2 of them. I want to make sure that before it's too long, we get all 4 of them to come to PSU. I want to also thank the Institute for the financial support that they provided, not only for our students and faculty, but for the overall community as a whole. These students have been able, through the being a student fellow, to gain experiences on a very large scale of an urban development. They were able to travel to China. This opportunity came about because Professor Connie Ozawa and her colleagues at Tulan School of Urban Studies and Planning in China teamed up together and provided this opportunity for our students. They have created the PSU China Innovations in Urbanization program to share their faculty's expertise with government officials and planning staff from China. PSU students have also traveled to Vietnam as part of a high-profile training program for raising the government officials' understanding of sustainability in Vietnam. This effort also was led by Marcus Engel at the Hatfield School, the Vietnam Oregon Initiative Training Program. This covers sustainable development and conservation. Many universities around the world really are interested to know what PSU is doing, which is a testament to the quality of effort that we, our faculty, and our students and staff have put into making PSU a role model for sustainability. I'm grateful for all of their effort. But I truly believe that to be successful, it takes more than one university. And the Institute for Sustainable Solutions is a great example of that through collaborations and partnerships. We have a number of partners and collaborators, and I know Robert showed some of the list of those collaborators. I want to take the opportunity to express my special thanks to those that have co-invested in this institute. The City of Portland, of course, TriMet, Portland Streetcar, Nike, and businesses that have built student housing and are tenants in the buildings that we either own or co-own. It is these partnerships that make the effort really successful. I truly believe in when we say 1 + 1 is more than 2, that happens through the partnership. So with that, again, I want to thank you all for your participation. I want to thank the leadership of the Institute, and of course, I want to thank the support from the Miller Foundation for making all of this happen. So it's a pleasure to be with you, and look forward to seeing a lot more innovation coming out of this institute. Thank you.